what steps, this is one of my favorite topics. What steps do you take to encourage and support managers to speak up and address underperforming employees, even if these managers are uncomfortable and they don't like conflict?
One of the biggest things that my HR team, myself included, do is we meet with our managers on a regular basis. So for our newer managers, that could be once a week. We're having at least a half hour check-in with them to see what's going on, hear what concerns they have. One, just to be a sounding board for them so they have someone else to talk to outside of their direct manager, but also to ensure that we have a partnership between HR and the rest of the company, because it takes all of us. We're here as a resource for the rest of our staff. So a lot of it starts in those one-on-one conversations. It could turn into, we do role play. I know that's one of the things I like to do before having a difficult conversation, is going through a few different ways it could go. And usually I'm preparing for the worst possible way that it could go, because that's the situation I know I'm going to end up the most anxious in. So I want to ensure I have an idea of how to address that if we end up in that situation. And 99 times out of 100, it never goes to that worst place scenario. But for that one time that it does, it's better for everyone involved if I'm and the manager are prepared for that kind of a situation. We also do lots of training with our managers. We have we kind of call them roundtable groups for managers, where it's small groups of them where they can bounce ideas off of each other as well, share different experiences that they're having. We have brought in outside trainers for them to also get a different perspective and add another tool to the toolbox that myself or their manager might not have. So as we all know, every person's different and each person requires a different approach. So it's just to ensure we all have the tools we need depending on the person and what they need in front of us.
And what you've just discussed in my world, I call be direct with respect. That happens to be a trademark of mine. I mean, everyone knows what it means, but in communication, and Amy, you and your team at Techsmith, they sounds like they're already using this. Be direct with respect is you can have a tough conversation with anyone. You may not resolve it. It depends if they're a bully off the charts or a narcissist. But be direct with respect is all about making sure that your voice is heard, the other person's voice is heard, and then let's respectfully figure out how to resolve this. So hats off to you, lady.
The other part of that too that we try to, because nobody likes to have uncomfortable, difficult conversations. None of us are coming to work every day like, I can't wait to have that conversation.
Yes.
But it's reminding the managers that, are you being nice or are you being kind? Because being kind isn't avoiding that feedback that employee needs, and being nice isn't helping them. So are you avoiding your discomfort at the expense of them, or are you going to have a little discomfort on both sides, but hopefully in the end the employee does the things they need to do to move their performance in the right direction?
Yes. And what you're doing is you're asking these managers to take a risk, especially if they are conflict adverse. They don't want to. And I know, because I send emails to my HR clients, and so many times they share in the different comments that their managers don't have the skills. Therefore, they're afraid once they do learn how, then the fear goes down and it's easier. Now, I must be the only person in the world who loves conflict, because number one, I make my living on it. And as my family, they are always telling me, Amy, Mom, you look for conflict. No, I don't. It's there. I want to face it. Am I always going to resolve it? Are we all going to resolve it? No. But I'm so glad to hear that you take this very seriously and you don't let those managers be nice. That's not doing them or anybody else a favor. So